This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Jet Home Loans. And now, a guy who'll attempt to bring out the luck in everyone, J.P. Shadrick.
Welcome in. It is Victory Monday, and it is Jaguars Happy Hour, and I am J.P. Shadrick. We've got a busy 2 hours ahead after a Jaguars win. Boselli and Prisco are standing by. Jaguars blasted the Chargers 38-10. It could have been worse. Smooth on offense, strong on defense. This team's got it all right now. Fanatics Fan Questions, and we'll go around the National Football League. Let's hear from Doug Peterson after the game. A full team victory in L.A.
I'm just so proud of these guys. You know, the way they work during the week, and they're beginning to see, I think, just what it takes to win in this league, and it takes the hard work and preparation, and they're starting to come together as a football team, and that's all I can ask for. They play extremely hard, and that's just what I told them after the game is that if they continue to do these little things right, good things can happen to this football team, and today was an example of that.
There you have it, Doug Peterson after the game. Tony Boselli in studio with me here in Jacksonville. Pete Prisco down in South Florida. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What a man! I wish I'd have locked it. I was on the verge of locking it last week. I missed the opportunity.
Not. Shut up! You were not.
What do you mean? I was too. I said I thought all week I thought they'd win.
You did not.
Go read Osher's thing before the game. I picked them to win.
Was that after you found out that Herbert was going to be that limited, or what?
I said before. I said whether Herbert plays or not, I think the Jaguars will win.
Well, you didn't say that last Monday.
I thought it would come down to I thought they'd have a great showing and come down into the fourth quarter.
He had a whole week to think about it.
You know what he does, JP? He's got like 12 different media outlets, so he's going to get the pick right somewhere.
Right. No, I picked them to win everywhere.
You didn't pick him to win on this spot last Monday.
I said I'm not ready to lock it. I think it's going to be a great game, and I think it'll be very close.
But you didn't say they would win.
I didn't say they'd lose either, like you.
No, I said they would lose, but I said it would be close. I stand by my pick. I'm not changing picks every Tuesday. What do you got for this week coming up? You got something tonight, something on Wednesday, something on Thursday. You'll change back on Friday.
No, I haven't picked this week. I haven't picked this week. I haven't picked this week yet.
You didn't pick them last week yet either.
I did.
You didn't pick them.
I picked them.
JP, can I get a verdict from? You're going to be the one who's going to decide this. Did he pick it on this show?
I don't remember him saying definitively, yes, the Jaguars will win on Sunday on this show. So,
no, I think I did.
Guess what? We're not going to the videotape.
Well,
you know
it's okay.
You know what's even better about it, JP, is I texted him during the game, and he acted like I knew it was going to happen.
I did. I picked him. Ask Osher.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, I'll say one thing, one edit to the show today. We are not doing AFC Power Rankings.
Why not?
Because that's done. We are doing AFC Power Rankings.
Okay.
Oh, you said we're not doing the AFC South Power Rankings.
Uh-huh. That's what I said. We're not doing AFC South Power Rankings. That's been decided.
Who's
number one?
We've got bigger fish to fry.
Dude, we're the number 2 seed right now. If the season ended today, we'd be the number 2 seed.
Producer Boselli taking over again.
Whatever you want, Tony.
2 seed, Pete. That's what we are right now.
Hey, look, all kidding aside, nobody saw that coming.
No.
Nobody. And I watched the tape today. They mauled them.
I did. I watched it.
They beat the daylights out. I did too. They beat the daylights out.
Oh, you did watch. I think you did not watch.
No, I did. They beat the daylights out of them.
Yeah, I mean, now that was a beat-up Chargers team, so let's just start there. By the end, they were without 5 Pro Bowlers.
Well, in the past, Jaguars teams would not take advantage of that.
Oh, no, you're missing my point.
Right.
I was about to make my follow-up point. They win that game if all 5 are there.
Correct.
I mean,
I would agree with you.
Yeah, they win my point. I mean, They blew them out because, I mean, now I don't think they win by 4 touchdowns.
Right.
And by the way, they didn't play great in the first half in the red zone. They were awful. If they play well in the red zone, they win by 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns.
And we'll get to this later, but the play calling in the red zone left something to be desired too.
Yeah, I had some questions a couple times why they didn't go to James Robinson more in between the tackles because that's where they were having the success. But, it's hard to be picky about the play calling when they scored 38 points.
38
I was going to say.
The quarterback throws 3 touchdowns and they have 38 points and we're picking on them.
We expect a 50 burger every week.
Yeah. Boy, we forget where we were last year at this time, don't we?
Unreal.
Well, we got to find the bad and the good. That's just who we are.
But it was, that. In all seriousness, taking the jokes aside, I did not pick them definitively to win. I had a good feeling. Last week, on the show, as the week went on, I said they would win, and because it was funny for me as I thought about the game more and more and more, I got more confident that they were going to win, and it's a talent when the quarterback's going. It's a talented group. Christian Kirk is good. Zay Jones with the 10 catches.
Yeah, career high.
James Robinson going 50 on a rebuild Achilles. The offensive line played good. Jawan Taylor, I don't know what got into him, but he shuts down every pass rusher over there that comes to his side.
Contract, baby.
And he's really being coached well. Phil Rauscher's a really good coach, Pete. Really good.
And there's a couple nitpicky things with Taylor we'll get to later, but I'm with you, Tony.
Yeah, he position blocks a little too much in the run game at times.
Yes.
Which is frustrating. But, overall, gosh, he's playing good. It's a talented group. And ETN,
he gives them a nice Japan when he comes in.
Yes. And defensively, they're physical now.
Yeah, they are.
Gosh,
all
they're
over
physical.
The place.
And the length.
They're tough. Roy Roberts and Harris is killing dudes.
Yes, and the length that they have, the addition of Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker and their length and what they're able to do and the ground that they can cover and the violence with which Trayvon Walker plays is stunning.
He's just skimming the surface.
And he doesn't even know how to rush the passer yet.
That's right.
No, but he did get into the guy like you said last week.
Yes, finally in the fourth quarter. Do that in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen's playing well. He's all over the place.
How about Devin Lloyd leads the league in passes defense? He has 6. Anybody in the NFL. It's pretty amazing. And the Jaguars as a team lead the league.
There's a play in that game, though. The interception was nice. The batting the ball was nice because he got depth on it. But there's a play where he has to go to the sideline to make a tackle. Do you remember that play? Oh, my God. If he doesn't make it, the guy gets about 20 yards. He went over there and just in a pass play, a little short pass play, and just dropped the guy for no gain. He can fly.
He can run.
They're faster.
Yes.
It's fast. The team's faster. They were slow as can be last year.
Well, and Pete, we've had fast defenses in the past here. I think of 2017, even 2018, they were still fast. We've not had speed in offense for a long time, and it's Zay Jones can go, and Christian Kirk can go. And
ETN can go.
ETN can go. Agnew can go. Like the fastest receiver on the team last year was Marvin Jones. He's now the slowest receiver.
Yeah, that's right.
And Marvin Jones is doing exactly what you pay Marvin Jones to do, making hard contested catches. That catch in the back of the end zone.
For a tight end can run too.
Huh?
Tony, for a tight end, Ingram can run too.
Ingram can fly.
Yeah.
But and the catch Marvin Jones had was tremendous.
Fantastic.
In the back of the end zone. Yeah. Holy cow.
I don't know why. I was trying to figure out where that was going. But, man, it went over the ear hole of the defensive back is what it did.
Right.
It was a great play. And
I still couldn't figure out if Ingram was in.
He was not.
Yeah,
I don't think he was either.
Yeah, his heel was up, looked like. But, yeah, they spread the wealth. This felt a little different for Lawrence because he was throwing it into contested situations like this. Last week, there wasn't a lot of that. It was a lot of open guys and kind of keep it short. This felt a little different in that regard this week.
No, it was great. It was a fun game. Everything about it. I thought they played. And what I really liked about Trevor in this game, he started off a little slow. He missed 2 balls to guys who were open. An out, that should be an easy throw, and then the in route. And he missed both. And I was sitting there watching it going, oh. I'm like, because he started, Against the Commanders, he started slow and never really recovered. He started fast against the Colts and never let up. But this was fun for me in seeing them, kind of another step in the growth. It's like, okay, missed a couple early ones, plays he should make, but then just got hot and made great plays and used his athletic ability and moved around and stood tall in the pocket. He was great again, and the numbers tell you the story. And Doug designed a great game plan. And I like his aggressiveness, and it's hard to pick like a bad thing. So they were bad in red zone. Okay, let's just focus on that.
Right.
Like the week before, they weren't great against Indy in the run game, and so there was something they could really improve. And I was talking to guys on the field before the game, coaches and players, and they told me we are going to run the ball today against these guys, and we're going to go between the tackles, and they did. It was fun. It was a fun day. This is a good football team. I want to get greedy. We should be 3-0.
Right.
I mean, if you play if you just
Right.
make some basic plays against the Commanders, you're 3-0. But there's probably some goodness somewhere in the universe that that they lost that game to get them where they are now. So it's exciting, and it sets up a huge matchup. You could argue one of the marquee matchups in the NFL next week with the 3-0 Philadelphia Eagles, who are playing the best football in the NFC right now. I'm not saying they're the best team; they're playing the best football.
They're the best team in the NFL right now.
Philly is, yeah. I mean, they're really good.
And I mean, they just mauled Carson Wentz on Sunday.
8 sacks.
Just mauled. 13, I think it was 14 hits. I mean, 8 sacks, 14 hits. They just mauled him. And Jalen Hurts is playing amazing. This game, if from a Jaguars perspective, and I know we're getting a little ahead of it right here, but we'll talk about it later, but this one worries me a little bit, in large part because of the way they play offense in Philly. They get you going one way and come back the other way. And when you have a bunch of young, athletic, aggressive guys, that could be problematic. This worries me. This one will worry, and they're good on the offensive line. This will be a real test, because the Chargers' offensive line isn't that good. Slater's good, but the rest of it's not. And they didn't have their center on Sunday. But this will be a real test for this defensive front, Tony. That offensive line in Philly is good.
No, they're good. But I got a good feeling again this week.
Oh, here we go, Pete.
Oh, here we go.
I got a good feeling, I'm telling you.
You don't all that preparing for that offense in the middle of a season off a long trip, and it's tough to do when you're a young, aggressive team that doesn't worry you?
No, because I'd actually be more worried if they were veteran, because I think this group was young and dumb enough just to say, you heard Trevor Lawrence, and I'm not saying dumb in a negative word, you heard Trevor Lawrence afterwards say, hey, we're a good team. We think we're a good team. And not that we won't have bad games or bad moments or whatever, but they believe they're good, Pete. And that's what...
Yeah, you're right. They're starting it. You could just tell once they scored on Sunday that they thought they were good, that they were the better team.
Yeah, you
could
felt
see it.
I felt it pregame. Talking to the guys, the way... players are always saying, oh, we're going to do this or that. But the how they said it in such a matter of fact, not arrogant, not boasting,
confident.
This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
See, and I think from that standpoint, from Trevor's standpoint, to go out in that venue against the quarterback who everybody's raving about, who's a year ahead of you, and to outplay him. And I know he's hurt, but you're on the field, you're accountable for what you do. He outplayed Justin Herbert. This is the kind of game that takes you from the mindset of, okay, I think I'm pretty good, to I know I'm good.
Well, to that point, Pete, you go do that in Philly, and you go steal a victory up in Philly in front of that crowd. It won't just be Jaguar fans talking. It'll be the entire NFL going, oh my, who are these guys? And
and then when you think back to last year.
Well, because I think everyone thought they had more talent than they were getting out of it. I mean, it wasn't a 3-win talent team last year. It was just so poorly.
They were coached by a clown. Let's put it out there. They were coached by an idiot.
Yeah, it was bad. But on a separate note, and I know JP wants to go to break here.
He does. I can see by his face.
How about the lowly AFC South going 3-0 yesterday against the AFC West?
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, the Raiders and the Chargers have major issues.
The Chiefs might have some offensive issues too, by the way.
Because they don't have the speed they once did, Pete.
Yeah. And you know how Gus plays them. Gus plays them all off and makes them be patient and slow, and they have problems too. Look, like I always say this after week 3 or 4, is anybody any good in this league right now?
Yeah, the Eagles.
That might be it, right?
Yeah.
Because Miami's 3-0, and they beat Buffalo, but that Buffalo team was a shell of itself on Sunday. They were all bad, and they had 400 yards of offense and lost and controlled the time of possession. So I don't know about Miami, but Philly is good.
You left out the Jaguars, Pete.
Well, I was waiting for Tony to say it.
No, I'm going to wait for the AFC Power Rankings because I got some shocking.
Right.
I got something shocking to reveal.
Well, that's coming up in probably about 30 minutes time. We'll get to that coming up. Plenty ahead, of course. In the second hour, we'll have the fan questions from social media. We'll go around the NFL.
Tweet today. Sorry.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Poor job.
Poor. Very poor. Jaguars were not poor yesterday. They had a great game in L.A., 38-10 the final. We'll continue to recap it. We'll discuss Trevor Lawrence's day a little bit deeper. The spreading of the wealth to the receivers in Los Angeles. Jaguars win it. PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jaguars, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. We're off and running. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Struggling with high energy bills? Now is the time to replace your old windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, get $300 off every window and $825 off all patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I.
This week at Publix, save $10 instantly when you spend $40 on the P&G products that help you tackle everything from pregame prep to postgame cleanup, including Crest, Old Spice, Bounty, and Tide. Clip your digital coupon now at Publix.com.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast,
we're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours,
we're with you. You have big plans,
financial questions,
and decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL.
home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Definitely, when you're inside the 10 and you settle for a couple field goals, that's not ideal. And that was something I talked about, just kind of having to figure out, settle in, what do we want to do in the red zone based on what they're showing us. They do a good job of showing a lot of different looks, and you got to figure out what they're going to do that game because they change it up week to week. So that's always kind of the battle, and I think we did a good job responding. Obviously, you want to make those touchdowns, and that'll be big moving forward, and that's one thing we can grow, one area we can grow in, so we'll look at it and improve. But like we said, to be able to go finish in the second half, especially that one drive, I think when I ended up having the QB sneak on the 4th and 1 or 4th and inches, and then being able to finish with points there, that was huge.
That's Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback, 262 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 115.5 rating after a career-high rating in Week 2, and he's only been sacked twice this year. He is 6th in the league in rating for the season. And welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, and Pete Prisco recapping a Jaguars win over the Chargers. And for 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags.
Go Jags.
Let's go Jags. All right, so Trevor Lawrence, he mentioned it there, the red zone early. They had to settle for field goals of 22, 23, and 20, yards.
22.
Yeah.
23, 22, 22.
Yeah, that's right. That's not ideal.
No, and I'll say this. After the first two, when I got down there, it was like a 22-yarder or 23, the back-to-back ones, and it was 6-0. I was like, this is the type of game you end up losing late, or it changes quickly because they only need one touchdown. Like they were doing nothing, but they need one play, and next thing you know, they have the lead, and it's so deflating. Now, thankfully that did not happen. But that's something that's got to get cleaned up. They were not good in the red zone, in the tight red zone. I mean, they got down there within the 10, within the 5 one time, and could not get it in. And that's something they have to work on.
Pete, how do they work on that?
Pete, leave.
Where's Pete? Pete,
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
When you see the field squeeze, that makes the tight windows even that much tougher, Tony. So yeah. That's something they got to get used to. I didn't like the end around the open in one little series on the little reverse to Zay Jones.
I did not either.
I mean, just go play football. I'm a big believer. Go play football. You don't need that there,
unless it works.
Even then, I mean, it works, but you go play football. You agreed. You didn't like that. I
love the call. No. But,
sometimes you got to mix something in there. Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe you pop one.
Not there.
I just didn't like it. Not so much because that call by itself, Pete. I just didn't think they ran between the tackles when they got in that tight red zone where it does get tighter and it becomes more difficult. And I'm not saying getting the big goal line personnel, like stay spread out. But get some zone read action and put some pressure on the defense, because that's where they were having success, in between the tackles.
But you're right. You can't kick against the Eagles. If you kick field goals, you're not winning.
No.
Although the Eagles in back-to-back weeks, Pete, started fast in games and then did not do much in the second half.
Which is why my theory on playing them is tough, because it's hard to figure it out. Maybe teams adjust when they figure, you know what I mean? They ambush you early and then you figure it out a little bit.
Yeah, I think Sunday's going to be a game. If they can weather the early emotion and the crowd and the firepower of that Eagles offense, that they win the game.
Oh, we're building towards another one.
I'm just saying, if they are ahead at halftime or down by one possession, they win the game.
You can't. One thing you can't do is play them like the Vikings played them, and play off the whole time and just let him stand there and do whatever he wants to do. I think that was a terrible. The Vikings had a terrible plan last week, and that's what Ed Donatel does. But they had a terrible plan.
You have to make him make plays, hard contested plays. Now they got some weapons now. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, those two cats can roll.
Goddard,
Dallas Goddard's a good play. Travis Kelce's still playing at an elite level at center position.
Jason
Kelce, Travis' brother. You got Lane Johnson, the right tackle.
Vitai's playing. I mean, not Vitai. Mulata's playing great at left tackle.
Yeah, but I think you could beat him with speed.
I would give you that.
The reality is Jalen Hurts does a good job in the pocket, and he's so big. You better have a tight corner, otherwise you're not getting there.
And the kid from Alabama is developing into a good guard. Landon Dickerson's developing into a good guard. I mean, they have talent on that team. And then, by the way, they can rush the passer, which is also a problem.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. But I think where the Jags are going to fare well is the speed they have on defense. Like, Devin Lloyd can run. And so he'll be able to track down Jalen Hurts. Trayvon Walker can run. Josh Allen can. I mean, they can run.
Aluakon can run.
Aluakon. I mean, they can run in that front seven. And you know who's playing just lights out, in my opinion? I mean, really good football is Rayshawn Jenkins at the safety position. And you talk about, like, I don't remember him being this physical last year, Pete. I mean, he is smacking people. I mean.
You know who's not playing well in that secondary?
Darius Williams. Yeah.
He's having problems. He doesn't look right.
What was the official injury on Shaq Harris?
Hip.
It
was a hip injury. By the way, Rayshawn Jenkins 5 tackles in yesterday's game. And
but of course, it's the physical violence he comes up with on contest. I mean, he's like, I know he got beat on the one. He got stuck, sitting on the route and looking inside.
But wasn't Darius Williams supposed to carry that guy too on that play?
No.
Are you talking about the deep ball?
Yeah, I think it was cover 2, Pete. I think that was him.
You think he has to get over the top of that and then make the play there? Yeah. I mean, the throw was incredible.
One of the best throws I've ever seen.
Me too. I sit there on Sunday. I go, oh my God, I can't believe I just saw that throw with my own eyes. What did he throw? It 70 or 65 yards on a rope.
With Josh Allen hanging off his back.
Right.
It was, he's special. I mean, Justin Herbert's a special cat now.
What do you think? I mean, when you play Hurts, you can't allow him to get the big plays. So you got to. I get why teams want to play him that way. I just wouldn't. You want to keep him. You want to have eyes on him, Tony. But I think it makes it easy on him. I think that makes it easy on him. And I can't imagine Mike Caldwell's going to do that anyways. That's just not who he is.
Yeah, I think you have a good plan. I mean, the one thing the Jags like to do on defense, they like to twist a lot of line stunts up front, and they like to blitz. They come after you. It'll be interesting to see.
I like it.
It'll be interesting to see what he does with Jalen Hurts, who can kill you with his legs.
If he gets
How about
free.
the one play where they had the double A-gap blitz with the 2 linebackers and dropped Trayvon Walker into coverage, and he made an unbelievable play. I mean, that's creativity. That's why Mike Caldwell's done a good job with that defense, just from a schematic standpoint, I think.
No.
What were their sack numbers yesterday? They didn't get them on the –
Only one.
What was it? How many times?
One,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They influenced them all the entire game, but they didn't get him on the ground.
Yeah, they hit him
That's
6 times officially. 6 hits on the quarterback, 1 sack.
They got to start getting him on the ground.
Yeah, it was I didn't think they rushed the passer great yesterday. I thought that was just okay. I mean, Josh Allen had, 4 pressures. So, I mean, Josh Allen was getting after, he just didn't get home. But they're physical.
Did Walker get credit for any pressures? Because he had a couple where he was – did he get any credit for any pressures?
He does not have a quarterback hit officially, so –
I thought he had a couple pressures, though.
When the official game book doesn't
you're right,
follow
Tony.
Pressures.
Yeah. Tony's right. They gotta get more pressure. And that's Walker's next step. He's taken the step where he's become a really good end – or outside linebacker / end. Now he's got to take the next step where he learns how to become a really special pass rusher because the tools are there. I mean, that guy. I put a play on Twitter today where the tight end came down the line and tried to block him. He just sent him into tomorrow. I mean, he blasted him. The guy wanted no part of him.
Yeah, well, he's a physical menace on the field.
It's funny you mentioned that, Pete, because you give Tony Boselli a lot of grief about mispronouncing names and getting some things wrong from time to time. Well, on Twitter today, he referenced Travis Walker crushing McKitty.
You know what? Let me tell you something. It was auto-corrected, and I fixed it, and it's out there as Trayvon Walker. I know what I did.
Oh, my goodness.
It's unbelievable.
Travis Walker
and McKitty.
Look at the next tweet. Come on, if you're going to show that one, show the tweet where it was corrected
Travis
because
Walker,
it was auto-corrected.
Who is that? Is that a new player we signed?
Go ahead, Joe. If you're going to show that, show the corrected one because that was autocorrect.
I don't know. It was out there, Pete.
That's all we got, Pete.
That's all we got. I don't know.
No, it's not all you got because you can look on Twitter. If you were smart enough to figure out how to use Twitter, Boselli, you would see that it says Trayvon Walker.
No, I just saw Travis.
I don't know. McKitty.
McKitty.
Must be a new addition. McKitty for the Chargers. All right, let's come back in a moment. We'll get back to these. He's speechless.
Yeah, he has nothing to say.
We got him on that one, I think.
Well, it's not hard to get him.
No, it's nice when it pays off, though.
He's a sitting duck.
Hey, we're back in a moment. We'll get into the wide receivers yesterday a little later. We're going to keep it real about the offensive line. That's in the second hour of the show. Your questions, plenty more ahead. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa Debit Card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get a Ford Maverick or get after any adventure in a Ford Ranger pickup. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks. But you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change. See your local dealer for details.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Yeah, we have our 24-hour rule. We're going to enjoy this. Everybody in this locker room is just focused on us right now. This team that we have right now, we're not worried about anything else. and just controlling what we can control. So, we're going to enjoy this one, but like I said, it's on to the next.
That's Devin Lloyd, Jaguars linebacker. That's Tony Boselli, who just walked in front of the shot. If you're watching on Jaguars.com.
I love it.
It's like an eclipse. Welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli. I'm not going to say a word. Pete Prisco down in South Florida. Jaguars over the Chargers. And that was Devin Lloyd, Jaguars linebacker. Defense, another strong performance. Jags are third in total defense in the NFL. They are tied for fourth in scoring defense. Yeah. They are number one in rushing defense. They are number one in takeaways, tied for first. They are number one in passes defensed with 26.
I think someone said at the beginning of the year they'd be a top 10 defense, and I got criticized by Pete Prisco.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I didn't criticize you.
Changing topics real quick because I won that argument already.
Oh, wow.
Pete, the steak I had Saturday night, Joey was there as well, in L.A., up in Santa Monica. Top 3 steaks I've ever had in my life.
All right. What made it so? Where was it? And what made it so special? Because I've probably been at that restaurant. We probably went there at Super Bowl or something.
It was in Santa Monica at BOA, B-O-A, and it was a Wagyu ribeye. And I don't know what made it so good, but it was just delicious.
It had to be like a scene out of a caveman, like movie or something, watching you tear into a Wagyu steak.
Like a tomahawk. He just holds it and eats it up.
You got it, JP. You're right.
Yeah.
There was no bone.
But there had to be something else about it. I mean, because let's be real. It's like unleaded gasoline and the high octane gasoline. It comes all comes out of the same thing. Vodka, Tito's, and all the other ones. They all come out of the same bin. Your steak is the same, and so they must have been the way they prepared it.
It was not. It was grilled. However, it was grilled. It was medium rare plus. It was perfect. It was perfection.
And what about the sides? I know there had to be about 10 sides too.
Oh, sides were outstanding. Yeah. The appetizers were good. There might have been some red wine involved, and the desserts. I was not a good boy. I ate every dessert. We ordered one of every dessert on the menu, and I ate every one.
So when you go on the road like that...
Oh, 2 cookies. Thank you, Joe.
He turns it in. How do you turn that in as a per diem meal?
Yeah, great. Good point.
I did not. I was an invited guest.
Oh, so you were freeloading. Why did it? That does not surprise me. I bet you get a lot more freeloading going on now that you got the jacket. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Everything's free.
No doubt.
It was so good though, Pete. It was all time. And you know what? It just was like it was just the prelude to a big win. Or the preview, not preclude. I mean,
it's going to preclude you from winning? Is that what you're saying?
That was wrong.
Isn't that an old Honda car?
No,
that's Prelude.
That was Prelude. My wife had a Prelude. Angie had a Prelude in college.
No,
that's where I got it. It's
going to preclude him from winning is what he's saying.
No, it was a preview to the big win. The next
so
day.
Are you trying to say prequel?
Oh, I'm going to have to go find a good steak in Philly because we're winning.
Get a Philly cheesesteak. Good steak.
Well, the problem with Philly is I want to go get a really good steak. I hope we get land early enough so I can go get a Jim's or Jim's steak, cheesesteak. What's the other one?
Geno's or Jim's is the best one.
Yeah, Jim's.
I always
thought
Jim's was the best.
Or Pat's. Oh, Jim's burned down. I found out. Or maybe Pat's. Go to Pat's. I just want to go get a Philly cheesesteak and then.
I think a lot of stuff in Philadelphia these days is burned down.
All right.
By the way. I got to tell this story because when was the last time the Jaguars played in Philly? It's been a while, right?
It was probably the first game when they scored like 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
It was 17-0. Gus Bradley's first year playing Chip Kelly, and they were up 17-0 and then got blown out by like 21 points.
Maybe it was the one before that when Fred was still playing, and they went up there, and Philly was good then, I think. And well, anyways, my brothers came up for the game, and I got them tickets. And my wife was there, and my brothers, and they were in the crowd. and they said it was the most. And my brothers are as vile and disgusting as I am as human being.
It's bad.
And they were in that, and they said it was the worst experience they've ever had in their entire life.
Yeah, it's not. It's a tough crowd.
It was gross.
Wait till we go up there and beat them. Go up there and just.
Maybe that was like 2014 or something with Fred Taylor, somewhere along those lines. Fred had a good game.
Fred was gone by 14.
What year was that? It was a while ago.
I'm looking. I remember.
Well, whatever it was.
But still, that crowd is brutal.
Brutal. Pete, what do you think?
They're the worst.
What do you think is going to happen Sunday?
Close game.
Who's winning?
Haven't made my lineup yet.
Let's put it on the table right now, so there's no disagreement next week. Who's winning?
Ahead, put it on. Put it on. I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm asking you first. I asked first. Answer.
I'm picking the Eagles.
You're picking the Eagles. What's the score?
3. They'll win by a field goal.
They're 7-point favorites.
Yeah. So I like the Jaguars with the points, but I'm going to take the Eagles to win by 3. You? Go ahead. Put it out there. Let's put it out there.
Jags.
Lock it.
Eagles. Good game. Fourth quarter.
What's the pick? We know the game.
It's going to be 27-24 Jags.
Wow.
Lock it.
Oh, he brought it out in the first hour.
Where's the sound effect?
It played.
It played.
Yeah.
They're so stunned they didn't have it ready to go.
Yep.
Didn't think anybody would be foolish enough to lock it.
I got a feeling.
Boy, what's in that cup? We're drinking the half
Kool-Aid.
full.
It's Kool-Aid.
Half full Kool-Aid cup.
I got the Kool-Aid.
I like that.
I mean, it must be teal Kool-Aid too, because you're all in. You've gone from week 1 to questioning this team. Now you have them going on the road beating the best team in the league.
I've said from the beginning it's a 7-9 win team. That's what I said.
Are you changing that?
Yeah, you want to amend that?
I am now at an 8-10. What are you, Pete?
I was 6 to 8,
You were
so I'll
6
probably
to
go
8.
7-9.
We're creeping up.
By the way,
because that's one I didn't think they would get. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think they'd get that. Before the season, you didn't think they would get it either.
Oh, that was never a doubt.
That game in Philly was in 2014, so it was Gus's second year.
Okay.
And
Fred wasn't there, though.
No. It was 17-0 right out of the gate. Alan Hearns had 2 touchdown passes, or 2 touchdown catches.
There was one when Fred played there. I know there was.
Yeah, and then the Eagles scored the rest of the points after down 17-0. All right, let's come back in a moment. The AFC Power Rankings.
AFC, yes. Thank you. Because we already know who the best team in the South is.
So we're going to look at the other South games.
And it is right here in Jacksonville, your Jaguars. And we're the number 2 seed in the AFC right now, if the season was to end. When are we going to have the in the hunt graphics for the show?
Not this week. A little premature for that. We'll get to that next week.
All right.
After the win in Philly. Huh?
27-24.
Huh? I like it. Check out the official Jaguars Podcast Network. It's free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey, Jags fans. Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At Five Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Five Star Credit Union, ViStarCU.org. Go Jags!
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's awesome, 2 weeks in a row. I think that's the coolest thing is just big win last week, and to see that same focus and intensity and preparation this week. I think that's the sign, obviously, that we're heading in the right direction, and just gotta keep doing that week in, week out. Obviously, every week's going to present new challenges, and just got to come ready to play, and we did that today, and it was awesome. We're going to enjoy it the rest of the day, and like we said last week, tomorrow we're moving on.
Moving on, it's Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback. Welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour, J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, the Hall of Famer. The Jaguars are 2-1 in first place in the AFC South. They're headed to Philly next week, where Tony Boselli just actually he locked. He didn't just predict it. He locked a Jaguars win in Philly next week.
I got a good feeling.
Why?
Big.
I think the Jaguars are fast on defense. I think Mike Caldwell will have a great plan. And and I think they believe. I think this group has bought into what Doug has told them.
It's a revenge game for Doug too.
A lot of emotion.
Yeah, half the coaching staff.
And I think the players like Doug a lot, and I think they know it's an important game. I think they're going to go out and just fly around. I'm locking it and I'm picking them. I think it's going to be dang close in the fourth quarter.
I would agree with that. There are things that make me worry about it, though. Back-to-back road games after a West Coast trip. Tough. That's tough. Preparing for that offense on a condensed week. I mean, it's not a condensed week, but you don't have.
But here's my point with the West Coast thing, Pete, because I know that's like common practice. Oh, West Coast, it's hard. I started thinking about it. What's so hard about it? They're all in first class seats. It's a nice plane.
Are you tired today?
No, I'm not bad. And guess what? I've been working all day. I got up at 7:30, and so they got here probably, call it 8:39.
What time did you back last night?
They got to the house before I did because I got to ride this bus to the stadium because I'm not allowed to park at the airport.
Wait, really?
No, it's a whole day. I don't want to get into it because
they know? I mean, they know what happened this summer with you.
I'm not getting into it. I'm part of the team.
We figured he'd have a chauffeured limousine to the airport.
That's what I'm saying. He might have a private jet to the game.
The players get to park at the airport, so they probably beat me by 30 minutes home. I got home at 3:40 in bed. So let's say they were in
sleeping
bed by
4, sleeping by 4, and you got up at 7, and you're in 3 hours. You're okay today?
Yeah, but I'm be ready for
Would you
bed.
be able to practice today if you had to?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Pete. Again, they came in, got a lift, watched film. They were home by 12. I would be sleeping all afternoon. It's not like they have I have a job. I'm working all day. They are resting and if you take care of yourself, and you have tomorrow off, what's the big deal? Plus, you're in your 20s.
Here's the question I have for you. Okay, if you had made that trip, would you be? And you had an autograph signing for $5,000 a signature like you get now. Would you be able to sign all day if you're from the West Coast?
Easy.
Hand would cramp up. You got to drink water on the plane.
Dude, I was up.
Tough trip. I can't sign for thousands of signatures.
I was up at 7:30 on the radio, and I've not stopped since.
But you're older. You don't sleep that much anymore. Those young guys need to. You slept a lot more than when you were younger.
They have all afternoon off, Pete, is my point. And they recover fast.
Believe me, I get to speak from experience. The older you get, the less you sleep.
I get that. But I think the whole West Coast thing, it's not how we used to travel where we were in economy back shoved in a bunch of big fat guys shoved in the back of the plane. Stuck. This is Shad takes care of these guys. This is a nice plane. Lay flat seats. You could have. I can't sleep on the plane, so I didn't. But I was. Pete, this is the best you've looked.
He's had enough. If you're watching on Jaguars.com, speaking of sleep, he's taking a nap. He's frozen up on screen.
I gotta get a picture of this. Don't go anywhere. Don't take this off. Keep it.
Hey, we got to get to the AFC stuff.
Okay, go.
Let's take a look at the AFC South results in Week 3. The Jaguars, of course, won in L.A. against the Chargers. The Bears had a game-winning field goal as time expired to beat the Texans. The Titans over the Raiders. Titans led 24-10 at half, survived a Raiders rally, and held on. And then the Colts over the Chiefs, 20-17. Matt Ryan with a game-winning touchdown pass to Jelani Woods with 24 seconds left. And Matt Taylor had the call on the Fan and 97.1 Hank FM, Indianapolis.
It is 2nd and 10 to the 12-yard line. Colts down by 4. Ryan backs the pass. Looking, fires upfield into the end zone. It is caught. Jelani Woods, touchdown! I-N-D-Y! 2 touchdowns today for the rookie. And the Colts with 6 more on the board. They lead it 19-17 with 24 seconds to play.
And they won the game 20-17 over the Chiefs. And
I'm going to tell you who wants no part of the Jags coming to Kansas City in a few weeks.
In Arrowhead.
In Arrowhead. They want nothing.
Please stop. You're getting way ahead of you. He's getting so excited.
We might be 8-1, like I said the other night.
Yeah.
Romo. Come on, Nance. Romo.
Nance and Romo.
Start booking your trips
if they start winning games like you think they're going to win games, they're going to be booked a lot sooner than that. Tony, you really think that they can go into Kansas City and win, go into Philly and win, go into the Chargers and win? If they do all that, they might be the best team in the league.
So I'll say this, Pete. All joking aside, I think they can go anywhere in this league and compete and have a chance to win. I don't think they're the better team today than the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills. I don't think that. What I do think is if they went to Buffalo and played in Buffalo, they're not going to get run out of there like they would have the last 2 or 3 years. I think they go in and compete, and Buffalo better play well, otherwise they're going to get beat. And the same thing for Kansas City. Now, I'm not silly enough to think that we're going to win the rest of these games. I do like this game for all the different emotions, and I think Philly. I think I would like to see Jalen Hurts tested. I don't think he's been tested, Pete, early in the season. And if you can get some pressure on him and test him with a good package and confuse him, I want to see what happens. He's still a young quarterback. You can force mistakes, and I want to see what Mike Caldwell can do there. So. No, I don't. I don't think they're the best team in the AFC.
All right, AFC Power Rankings then.
Well, if you just go by the record, we're the number 2 seed, so I'd have to say we're the number 2 team in the AFC. However, I'm not going to go that simplistic. In all seriousness, if I look at all the teams and where we'd stack up, I would probably put us at 4 or 5. I think you have to put the Dolphins as undefeated, up there. I think the Chiefs and the Bills are still probably the 2 favorites to go play in the AFC Championship. And the Ravens with Lamar Jackson are dangerous.
He's playing well.
But I think those 5 teams right there, so Bills, Dolphins.
So you're done on the Bengals?
I think they're like 6 or 7.
The Bengals will beat the Dolphins this week, Thursday night. The Bengals will beat the Dolphins.
I think they will too, actually, Pete. I have that game. I'm doing it.
Okay, so then you think the Bengals are better than the Jaguars then?
No, I think I think Miami played defense for 90 snaps in the heat against a very physical, emotional. Now you have a short week. I think it's a disaster. I think this game would be wildly different if it was played on Sunday. But you're going to ask that defense who had 90 snaps in the heat to have 3 days to go play another game.
And by the way, that defense hasn't stopped anybody in 2 weeks.
No, they haven't. And so I just think that's a lot to ask.
I'm not so sure if Jacksonville played Miami, they wouldn't beat it. I think they might end up being better than the Dolphins.
Well, that's why. If you're asking me, I'd put the Ravens, I'd put the Bills, even though they just lost to Miami, and the Chiefs as far as better, ahead in the power rankings. But you can't put the Bills right now ahead of the Dolphins.
No, you can't.
You can't.
But I'll give you a little hint. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the biggest jump. They make the biggest jump of any team in my power rankings for tomorrow.
Where'd you have them last week?
22, I think. 21. Let's put it this way. They're in the top 10.
Well, I think in the AFC, Pete, they're top 5 right now.
I'm talking about in the league, they're in the top 10.
Well, I mean, that'd be we're consistent then.
Very nice.
Hey, real quick.
Second hour, gotta go.
Pete,
gotta hurry.
How much trouble is Josh McDaniels in? He's gone. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Tony. Second hour coming up on Jaguars Happy Hour.
We'll talk about it next hour.
Hey, Jags fans. Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates Frequent Shopper Clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. Enter now for your chance to win behind-the-scenes access, game tickets, and more. Look for details at Publix where you can pick up all your game day needs, including Bounty, Tide, Pantene, and Crest. Tackle everything in one stop. Available at Publix where shopping is a pleasure.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It is the second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco basking in the glow of a Jaguars win in Week 3, 38-10 over the Chargers. The Jaguars get it done in L.A. They go across country. The Jags offense efficient. Trevor Lawrence threw 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers, some of those in traffic. Had time to work the offense with the offensive line playing well. Again, wide receiver Zay Jones had a career-high 10 receptions and 85 yards with a score. Running back James Robinson hit a 50-yard touchdown and finished with 100 yards, his 6th career 100-yard game. The Jags defense put together another great outing. Devin Lloyd with an interception for a second straight game. The Jags are tied for first in the NFL with 8 takeaways. Lloyd had 6 passes defensed, and now for the season, leading all NFL players, and the Jags as a team have 26 passes defensed, the most in the league. The Jaguars are in first place in the AFC South, and now it's on to the fighting city of Philadelphia to face the red-hot Eagles at 3-0 atop the NFC East. Doug Peterson's return to Philly, and I think that about covers it.
Yeah, so you were talking about the AFC South, and we were talking about the AFC South last hour.
Yes.
And I got cut off because somebody didn't count us down very well.
Okay.
I won't say who it is.
They'll remain nameless.
Nameless, Joe. Pete, is Josh McDaniels, is there buyer's remorse in Las Vegas? I mean, this is a team with Rich Bisaccia who went down the stretch and played great football and had a chance to beat the Bengals, who made the Super Bowl at the end in the playoffs.
Yeah, there has to be some. You're 0-3 and you blew games.
I mean, they're bad. They're not good.
They lead against the Cardinals. No, they're not. So, and don't forget, they made the big move for Devontae Adams. Here's one for you. Christian Kirk has more receiving yards than Devontae Adams does.
Yeah, I mean, Christian Kirk has more receiving yards than a lot of guys.
He's tied for second in the league in 20-plus catches. How about that? With 5.
No, he's been great. It's just looking at this AFC South, it's just so interesting to me. I mean, you got the Jaguars. I think is right now. It's so early, and this is here's the flip side of my, over exuberant, locking the game this weekend and everything else, and talking about Jim Nantz and Tony Romo getting to cover the games. It's so early. I mean, there's 14 more games. And that's a lifetime with a bunch of ups and downs, and it's a tough road ahead for everybody. And you got to get lucky with injuries. You got to get the ball to bounce your way a couple times, and so on and so forth. But looking at that AFC South early, Pete, I think the Texans are kind of who we thought they were. The Colts aren't quite as good as we thought they were. And I think the Titans, that team's the one who scares me more than any because they're just a hard-nosed group that wins games they shouldn't. They lost their starting left tackle for the year, Taylor Lewan. They plug somebody else in there, and they just go win football games that no one thinks they should.
And they're well coached, but you can tell what they did on Sunday. When you get blown out like that on the road and bounce back and beat a team that was favored over you, by the way, in the Raiders, that tells you how well coached they are. They'll be there in the end with 9 wins, probably ready to knock you in the mouth. That's just who they are. Now that I look at Jacksonville's schedule, after this week, it softens up for a bit.
Well, it goes Philly, and then it goes to Houston.
Let's go through it.
Houston.
Philly this week, home against Houston, at the Colts, home against the Giants, London against the Broncos, home against the Raiders, at the Chiefs, and then the bye week.
So before the Chiefs, so is that 6 games before the Chiefs game?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 6, yeah.
I would say I think you win. I think the Jags win 4 of those.
Well, if you got them winning this week, they should beat the Texans. They should beat the Giants. They should beat I think they'll beat the Broncos in London. So then it comes down to, do you beat the Raiders at home or do you beat the Colts on the road?
I said they're going to win 4 of the. I think it'll be.
They might win 5 if they beat the Eagles, which I don't think they will. You do. They could win 5 of those games.
You imagine if they go 5-1 and they're 7-2.
Well, then you would be right about Nance and
Romo. Here we come. Let's go, boys.
If that plays out, you're gonna be insufferable if that plays out.
Oh, I will be difficult. There's no doubt about that.
But then at the end, the second half of the schedule is there's some. Baltimore's tough.
Titans
the Lions
twice.
are better.
Titans twice.
Titans twice. Cowboys, which won't be easy.
Nope.
Jets and Texans. It's still. Yeah, if they go to Kansas City and have 4 wins, so they have 6 at Kansas City, and then they get like 3 or 4 out of the rest, they could be a playoff team.
4 of the last 6 are away from here, though.
Yeah, it's
in
tough.
December.
Yeah, but at the Jets, at the Texans. I mean, if you're going to go play road games, that's where you want to go play them.
That's fair. Jets are better, though.
And that's a Thursday night.
Thursday night affair.
Yep.
Thursday night on the road's always hard, Pete.
It is hard. It is tough. But you'd rather be on Thursday night playing the Jets than playing the Chiefs.
That'd be fair. Yes. Yes.
I think it's time for Boselli to lock a playoff berth.
No.
Wow.
Too early.
When do you start considering playoff berth locking?
I will start considering the playoffs when I see the graphics for in the hunt and seeding, playoff seeding, and who's in the hunt.
Okay.
When you think about this, a year ago we were trying to figure out the week we were going to lock for Urban to get fired.
It's a little bit different feeling, Pete.
It's amazing how much different this team is.
I gotta say, I enjoy this much better than that.
Yep, I agree.
Well, that made for good radio, though.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun radio.
Yeah.
You know what my goal
rode
is?
The wave.
This is my personal goal, and this was my goal at the early. I mean, before they were 2-1. Is I want at some moment in December when the network starts showing the playoff picture that the Jags are in like the wild card hunt. Like they're on the board with a legitimate chance of making the playoffs.
They should be. Well, I mean, they put everybody in the hunt at one point. Come on.
No, they didn't put us in the hunt last year, Pete,
There's
at any point.
Years where, no.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you're right. I forgot about that disaster. But most of the time, you have.
They didn't put us in the hunt in 20 either.
No.
It's been a while since we've been on a graphic saying in the hunt.
Well, they'll be in the hunt this year because they'll start showing that in early December, and I don't think they'll be out of it by then.
That'd be a good milestone.
Yeah, that would be nice. It would be really nice. All right, so Jaguars offense let 3 in the red zone get away in the first half, but then kept on going after it and scoring points in the game yesterday. And then the defense comes through with another strong performance, only 10 points allowed. And, they took the ball away to 8 takeaways now for the season. It's tied for the league high.
Isn't that all they had last year?
They had 9
last year, yeah.
So they're one off the season total from last year already. So they're taking the ball away.
That's what speed does.
And they're not turning it over.
They're hanging on to it.
They have 1 turnover.
They have the best differential in the
+7,
league.
yeah. You know, and one thing we haven't even talked. We haven't talked much about anything but the quarterback. We haven't talked about the offensive line.
That's coming up and keeping it real.
Oh, keeping it real. Okay, but I want to. One of the things I was wrong about, which hold the presses because I'm not wrong often.
Wow.
I thought they had issues at running back, Pete, coming into the season because of the injuries of James Robinson and Etienne not proven. And I didn't think Etienne was as physical as he's proven to be. And I was concerned. I was shocked that Doug and Trent were rolling the dice with the group they had. But give him credit. Give Doug credit. He had confidence that James and Travis would be ready and they could carry the load. And early returns he's right. And both those guys have been great this year. And James Robinson, you don't even know yet. I mean, this dude had an Achilles tear 9 months ago.
It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. In fact, we were sitting in the green room, and Rick Spielman, the former Vikings GM, works with us. And I said, Rick, do you remember we were there like a month, 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago? And he was already running that day. I think it was the first day of training camp, and he was running. And I said, that is incredible. But now to watch him now is even more incredible. I mean, it's almost like he didn't have the injury.
And was that his longest run from scrimmage, 50? Because remember the book on him is he couldn't, he was never going to break anything longer than 30 because he'd get caught. And
they did block that play pretty well.
Oh, no, Pete, you missed my point. But there was someone who could have run him down and didn't.
But they were all at the line of scrimmage on that play, Tony. If you look at it, you watched it. They were all up at the line of scrimmage. You're missing my point,
Pete. The fact that he went 50 9 months ago, the guy was on.
He's gone right now. There's nobody that can catch him. He's 10 yards ahead of everybody.
He wasn't 10 yards ahead of him.
Run that play back again if you can, Joe. Look at it.
Well, he doesn't have a clicker with him, Pete. Okay, tell me.
Ready? 24 is the closest guy right now. He's
never 10 yards, Pete. Never. He was like 4, 3.
He was getting blocked. He got off his block, and he's behind them. Come on, Tony. Look, I'm giving him credit. The guy deserves all the credit in the world. But the fact is they caved that side in, unbelievable, and they were all up at the line of scrimmage. Gone right now. Gone. He's saying, good 10 yards away from him. You could see it on the wide angle.
He's not 10. My point is, this is a guy who's on the surgery table 9 months ago getting a new Achilles.
It's incredible.
And already had the book on him was he couldn't run fast. And I'm not saying he's a blazer. But 50-yard run in the NFL is 50 yards.
Yeah, he had a 58-yarder against the Titans last year.
Okay.
That's his long. But
whatever, he's as good as he was before. That's the amazing thing.
That's fair.
And I was with you. Look, I'm going to sit here and say the exact same thing. I agree with you, Tony. I agreed with you then. Concerns about the running back position. There are none now.
No concern. What's your biggest concern, Pete, on this team? Offense, defense, special teams after 3 games?
Boy, that's a good question. I still think they don't run block great. I'm talking about, and you'll agree with me on this. I'm talking about they can pop a run like that, but I'm talking about the time when you need to grind out runs. Give me 3. Give me 4. Give me 6. Give me 4. You know what I don't think they're there yet. And some of that we'll talk about in the run and when we talk about the offensive line. That's a concern. Darius Williams is a concern to me because that kid's going to, if he doesn't pick it up, they're going to keep attacking him a lot because he hasn't played well yet this season. I don't think.
I think my biggest concern is the rush cover combination. And it goes around the Darius Leonard. One, I don't think they're very deep in the secondary at the corner position.
Herndon played pretty good yesterday, though.
No, Trey Herndon did, but I mean, Darius Williams still is, I think, struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's the injury. He didn't practice much in camp. I mean, he had surgery. Yep. A lot going on, so he might be just getting rounded back into form. And if you look at the pass rush against the Washington Commanders and the Chargers. LA Chargers, they didn't win. They didn't get there a lot with just 4. They had to bring blitzes and do different things, which means you have to put some pressure on that secondary to hold up in different man combination coverages. That concerns me a little bit. Going down the stretch, you're going to play a good offensive line with 2 good receivers and a really good tight end and I'm not saying he's a like a top 5 quarterback, but Jalen Hurts is top 50. I mean, upper.
He's 15%. He's playing like a top 15 quarterback.
He's playing like a top 10 quarterback right now, and that concerns me. That rush coverage combination.
Yeah, I'd see that because even when Shaq Griffin's on the field, you're concerned about that part of the game. But Tony, you mentioned the Eagles, but let's go through. Houston's passing game doesn't scare you.
No.
Does the Colts passing game scare you? No. Does the Giants passing game scare you? No. Does the Broncos passing game scare you the way they're playing? No. Does Vegas's passing game can be good? The Chiefs passing game can be good. Baltimore's can be good. Detroit's playing well and they can be good. Tennessee, nah, that's not their calling card. Dallas, it's not their calling card. The Jets, no. The Texans, no. And then you get the Titans again. So from that standpoint, they have time to fix that, I think. I mean, this week is an outlier because it's a different style of offense.
Sure. But that's my biggest. I think that's my biggest.
Yeah, I would agree with you. That's a problem. You gotta get more pressure, and that's where Walker has to start getting his pressure.
We'll come back in a moment and sell some wine. We're gonna keep it real.
Keep it real, baby.
And talk about the offensive line play the last 2 weeks, but especially yesterday and the win. Jaguars Game Day Radio is brought to you by ViStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has the print services you need for your business. Need large banners and signs for your next promotional event? How about custom boxes to advertise your company fleet? Find out for yourself how Kessler Creative can help you stand out from the competition with eye-catching designs that are sure to impress your customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's football season, and time to take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150 truck. Light up your tailgate with an available Pro Power onboard generator. And with an available 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, you can tow just about anything you need to rule the stadium lot. Ford F-150, part of the F-Series lineup that have been the best-selling pickups for 45 straight years. Get to your local Ford store today. Proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast.
We're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours.
We're with you. You have big plans.
Financial questions.
And decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hold on. You want me to tell them about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in just 30 seconds? This is impossible. Hey, I'm Billy from Twisted Tea. How can I explain that first sip of cold, smooth, real brewed tea? So good! And the extra kick you get from just the right amount of alcohol? The twist of lemon, Wait, what? We're almost out of time? Oh, shit. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, it was great. I mean, that's something we talk about, is being able to do that, especially at that point in the game when, you've kind of controlled the clock, you have the lead. We're not in 4 minutes because it's still early in the second half, but just being able to impose your will, no matter what the box count is. They got more hats in there than we do, but just being able to pound the ball, and I think that was fourth down. I mean, that's just a huge play.
That's Trevor Lawrence after the game yesterday in Los Angeles. A Jaguars win over the Chargers. It's Victory Monday. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. And it is time now to Keep It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. And let's get into the offensive line play. They did not allow a sack yesterday. Only 2 quarterback hits on Trevor. And the run game, as you just heard there, gave James Robinson a 100-yard day, including a 50-yard touchdown. So the offensive line, after the big numbers against them week 1 in Washington, buttoned it up last week. And, Tony, it feels like they did it again this week. Is that what we're seeing?
No sacks back-to-back weeks allowed. And giving Trevor room to maneuver. Now, I think it's a combination of a couple things. One, I think Doug has done a great job of getting the ball out of Trevor's hands. I think he had the quickest release that he's had in his career. If I got that right, like 2.43 seconds or something crazy. I mean, he got it out yesterday. So that helps the offensive line. I think the right tackle's playing lights out in pass protection.
Lights out.
Lights out.
Yeah, he's stoning dudes.
Before
Khalil Mack was on him, he stoned him.
When Bosa before Bosa got hurt, Bosa couldn't get close.
He stoned
him. Sheriff is a pro. He's solid, steady. I'm not watching the tape of Sheriff and going, "Oh my gosh, the greatest guard in football right now." But he's dang good. I mean, he is winning football. He's playing winning football. I thought this was the rookie's best game for
I would agree.
Fortner. I thought he did a good job. He was more physical. He finished better. He had better pad level. I thought he played well. Now it helps when you're not playing at the same level of players you did against the Commanders or the Colts. Barch he's a work in progress. He's a work in progress, but getting better, and you can tell he works, and he's done a good job. And then Cam. For the most part, Cam was good. I think he was really physical in the run. Like, he's better run blocking than Juwan Taylor is. He's more physical than Juwan Taylor in the run blocking. But right now, Juwan's the better pass blocker. There's a couple times in the game where, and it's just technique and footwork, and it's not that he physically can't do it. And I think he's got a little bit of a bad habit with his back foot. So that gets him in trouble. He puts himself in tough positions, but he's so athletic and so big that he can recover most of the time. But right now, Juwan's the better pass blocker and Cam's the better run blocker.
Will the Jaguars have a tough decision on Juwan Taylor after the season?
If he keeps on playing like this, Pete, Log's never talking about it. If he keeps on playing at this level, yes, you're going to have a huge decision because you're paying the left tackle. You have cap issues where you sit right now. Now, there's some things you can do to change that.
Yeah, they haven't rolled any money back or anything. So
and there'll be some guys that won't be here and big and all that kind of stuff. That unfortunately, it's business part of it. But yes, they're going to have a big decision, Pete. Listen,
if they have to pay Juwan Taylor, look at the money they have on the right side of that offensive line.
Well, right now they drafted. I'm convinced they drafted Walker Little with the idea that they could replace either Cam or Juwan and have a lower priced rookie contract for 4 years. And that has not happened. Walker Little is not the player that either of those guys are at this point. And so if he doesn't improve and if you're not confident that he can take that job and at least maintain the level, or your goal is to improve it, then you have a tough decision with Juwan Taylor. But Pete makes a great point. You have a ton of money in your left tackle. You have no money in your left guard or your center because they're both on rookie deals, mid-round rookie deals. You have a ton of money in your right guard, like near the highest paid right guard. And you have not much money in your right tackle because he's on a second round or first deal. But he keeps on playing this way. There's going to be some long conversations with Doug, Trent, and Shad of what to do.
Are you worried that he's playing in a contract year and that's not who he is? It's just who he's going to be this year.
No, because I think he was. I thought
coached poorly.
I thought he was really good his rookie year, for whatever reason. I'm not pointing the fingers.
Well, yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. He declined.
Sure you are.
No, I'm not. He declined.
You're pointing at George Warhop. Sure you are.
I'm not. He did not play as well as he's this year. So I always knew the talent was in there, and he has changed how he sets.
Wait a second.
I think that's a result of coaching.
But let's rewind a little bit. If he was good his rookie year, and he wasn't good in his next 2 years, and then he's good again once they make a coaching change, you're certainly pointing fingers.
No, I'm not. I'm just stating facts.
Well, I will. George Warhop. How about that? He needed a new line coach. And he had competition, which helps.
Competition does help.
They threw a little over there. I mean, he was threatened. And he didn't like it. From what I heard, and I didn't talk to the kid, but I heard he didn't like it too much. And that lit a fire under him.
But Little was here last year and needed competition. They wanted him they would love to figure it out last year.
Yeah, but he didn't work much at right tackle, though, last year, remember?
True.
So I think competition is a good thing. But yeah, Tony won't do it, so blame George Warhop, because that's what he's essentially doing. He just won't say it.
I am not. I'm just stating facts of what has happened. It's still early this year.
JP, please help me out here. Who's he blaming?
Yeah, he took the scenic route. I'll say that to get to it.
He went all the way around to get to that point.
It's not true.
Just point it out.
Point what out?
You're blaming the coach.
I'm not blaming the coach. At the end of the day, it's the player. Now he had some sets.
So then how come you're talking about his sets being better now, and you talk about the line coach now, how great he is? You can't have it both ways.
I can have it any way I want, Pete.
Oh, that's right. You got a gold jacket now. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Don't forget that. I have. Hey, Pete, I have the gold jacket in studio.
Oh no, you do not.
Yeah, I do.
I saw it. It was on earlier today for some shoot.
I had to shoot something for the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. I told him to wear it.
I'm telling you, I think he wears it on planes and stuff too.
I
when he travels.
Joe saw me on the plane. I did not have it on.
Tony, put it on.
No,
during the break, put it on.
Quick thing about the run game, Tony. See if you agree. There's some missed assignments where they stay on their double too long and don't get to the second level, I think, at times. What was the one play where Cam Robinson looked over at Barch and like, what the hell are you doing? They left this guy clean come through. Do you remember that one?
I think that was Cam. I don't think that was Barch.
He looked like he was blaming Barch, though.
I'm just saying from the way it was designed, it looked like Cam. I could be wrong. Because if it was Barch, that means they had a triple on. It was a three-man combo between the center, guard, and tackle. And the way Barch blocked it, it looked like it was just a double between the center and left guard up to the linebacker, and that Cam was one-on-one. Now, they could have had a triple call on, three-man zone scheme, but, I mean, only those guys know it. But watching
you agree with that, though? They're having trouble sometimes getting to the second level off of those combo blocks?
Sometimes. I think sometimes it's because I think there's a little too much, especially with Juwan, sometimes too much position blocking. And Fortner gets into that a little bit sometimes, too.
Mm-hmm. There you have it. That was Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. Tony, you got a couple minutes to put the jacket on during the break.
No, because I got to take it out of the bag. It's too much.
Wow. Okay.
We'll ask Pete. We'll ask Pete when we come back what he thinks.
Okay.
And if Pete wants me to, I might wear it on the last second.
Wow.
Maybe.
Whoa. Yeah, this is going to be an all-time show. You've already locked a win, and he could pull out the jacket. Don't go anywhere. We're back with Fanatics Fan Questions. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
At Five Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Five Star Credit Union, FiveStarCU.org. Go Jags!
Yingling Traditional Lager. The beer for drinkers who know how to tap into their inner eagle and spread their wings. So prepare yourself for takeoff and let your night take flight. Liftoff. When your lips meet that cold, crisp amber lager, there's no looking back. So fly over the radar. Tonight's about the lager, and this lager is all about soaring higher. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings. DJ Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I. Publix helps us tackle everything from pre-game prep to post-game cleanup, with prices that are never out of bounds.
This week at Publix, score a $5 Publix gift card when you spend $15 on Secret, Old Spice, Pantene, Herbal Essences, and Head & Shoulders.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, the Hall of Famer, and Pete Prisco. After a Jaguars win over the Chargers, 38-10. The Jags are 2-1. They're in first place in the AFC South. And before the last break, Tony, you were going to ask Pete what he thought about wearing the jacket before the end of the show. The gold jacket is in the building.
Yeah, so JP wants me to wear the jacket, Pete, for the last segment. Or maybe
no, it's more fun. It's more fun to make fun of you for having it around in the vicinity than actually
good.
putting
I'm not
it on.
wearing it. Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Well, that was easy. All right.
Yep, that's what I said too.
Hey, can I run down the PFF grades on the offensive line for you?
Yeah.
To see if you. Okay.
Pro Football Focus. Go for it.
Okay, the top run blocker was who, Tony, of the offensive linemen?
I'm going to say Cam Robinson.
You would
correct?
It goes this way. Ben Barch, Luke Fort, then Cam Robinson, then Sheriff, and then Taylor.
As far as run blocking, Cam was third?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Okay, pass blocking.
Jawan Taylor's one.
No, he's not. He's number 4 on the offensive line. Behind Sheriff, Barch. He's 3. Behind Sheriff and Barch.
Yeah, I would disagree with that.
And then Robinson
I thought Barch
is next.
played well. I thought Barch played well.
Robinson is last of the line.
Of the offensive line? I mean, of pass blocking? Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that on after Sunday's performance.
Okay, but I have more for you. I wanted to get this one. I know you're angry. Ready?
Yeah.
Not the offensive line, but we're going to shift to the other side of the ball. The third lowest ranked defensive player. We know Darius Williams is the lowest.
Okay.
The third lowest ranked is who?
I don't know. No one jumps out as playing bad.
Rayshawn Jenkins.
Because he got beat once?
They have him ranked third, just above Alon. They're not terrible grades, but they're the third lowest. And the highest ranked Jaguar defense are 1 and 2, close. And they get outstanding grades, both of them.
Devin Lloyd.
He's 2.
Josh Allen.
He's 1.
Yeah.
There you go. PFF
I thought
grade.
Jenkins' grade was a little low, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. My problem with PFF, I've gotten, I don't get like crazy like I used to. Like they really bother me.
Remember we had the guy on?
Yeah, when I argued with him
after him?
Yeah. Steve Palazzo. Yeah, it was fun.
I just don't understand how they do it, and I think they do it in a vacuum, and I don't understand their grades.
It's hard sometimes to figure it out because I'll watch these tapes and I'll be like, and what I do is I watch the tape on my own and then I go back and watch their grades and I go, I don't watching.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, Darius Williams was an easy one on Sunday. That was easy.
Yeah, no, I don't have any.
He struck.
But I have a hard time thinking Rayshawn Jenkins was 3rd, and I don't. Yeah. I mean, do they consider who they're blocking? Like, you have to consider who.
They have him. They have him number 1 in run defense, and they have him like really low in pass coverage. Rayshawn Jenkins.
No, but going back to the offensive line, Pete. I wonder if they count for what you're asking the offensive line to do. Like, by the way, it's much easier.
According to them, they have coaches who know the schemes and they know who they're supposed to be blocking and what they're supposed to be doing.
I'm saying it differently, Pete. It's much easier to block as a center and guard if you're getting helped half the time because we're sliding one way or the other.
Right.
Compared to a tackle who you're not getting help most of the time. And like blocking Khalil Mack's different than blocking Austin Johnson inside. Sorry. And so do they account for that?
So are we back to you taking up for Luke Jokel again and every left tackle that's ever played for this team?
No, I'm talking about Juwan Taylor now. I mean, Juwan Taylor blocked Boselli.
I know, but okay,
Mack.
every tackle. Let me say it that way then.
Oh,
woe is me. The tackle's on an island by himself.
It's not what I'm saying, Pete. I'm asking the
I know
question.
what you're saying. I'm messing with you.
I'm asking
You're right.
the question.
How do you when somebody's one-on-one with Bosa compared to being inside getting double help on Austin Johnson, it's a different game.
It's a different game.
Right. I agree.
I think I could go put the pads on right now, and if I knew I was getting help from Fortner the whole game against Austin Johnson, I think I could probably grade pretty good. Now, just don't ask me to like pick up the backer or move. But if I said to block that guy, I'm okay.
Hey, it's time now for
I need help. I can't do it by myself. I need immediate double help. And actually, I'd like Fortner to hit him before he hit me.
But you know what would happen? Somebody would hit you in the hip, and that would be the end
I'd go cry. I just get in the fetal position, Pete, and just ask the cart to come get me out the field.
Time now for the Fanatics Fan Questions. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com officially license everything. We put out the cat signal earlier, and here's the best we've come up with today. At Carnival Thomas, what was most surprising to you, wild success on offense or wild success on defense?
I didn't see them holding the Chargers 10 points even with no Keenan Allen. I thought, Herbert, Mike Williams, Gerald Everett, Austin Eckler would score more than 10 points.
I would agree with you. I think it's the offensive performance. It was defensive performance. I didn't think they would limit them like that either.
Easy enough. All right, next question on Twitter today. All right, at Ben Scheffel, at what point can we expect trick plays from Doug? Are we going to see a Philly special against Philly?
Really Why do people love trick plays so much?
Well, first of all, they did some creative stuff. They had the trap, the shuffle trap,
the handoff to the tight end.
They ran what they used to call that the inside counter buck or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah,
the one to the tight end.
Yeah, with the tight end. That's creative. They had the end around.
I hate that play.
They had the end around to Zay Jones.
I hated that play. I didn't like either one of those plays.
So I think they've done a couple things creative.
What plays do
People
you like,
love
Pete?
Trick plays for whatever reason. Just go play football. You got a quarterback you drafted 1 overall. You got a bunch of speedy receivers. You got protection. You can run the ball. Go play football. You don't need that stuff.
Didn't they run ETN and Wildcat at one point?
Wildcat. They did that.
Yeah,
that was a nice pickup. They got 7 or 8. Pete, I don't want to break it to you, but trick plays are part of football. When you say just go play football, they're playing football if they do a trick play. You understand that, right?
It's called gimmicky football. It's like putting Taysom Hill in the game.
All right, next question. On social media, on Twitter today, the Fanatics Fan Questions roll in at Duval_Gator. Front office has some decisions to make with Juwan Taylor, James Robinson, Josh Allen. All are playing at a very high level and all are due a contract. Who do you prioritize? Hashtag GM Pete. Hashtag assistant GM Tony.
Whoa. No.
That guy's smart, man.
No, Duval Gator.
Well, I'm curious to see how you would prioritize it then. Go ahead. Well, you go first since you're my assistant.
Well, no, I am the.
Bring the information to me and I'll make the decision.
I'm the head GM. Number one, I don't think James Robinson's up this year. This is year 3 of.
He was undrafted.
Did he only sign a 3-year deal?
I think that's what they are, 3-year deals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say they're all up. That's easy. I'll give you the priority. 1 is Josh Allen, 2 is Juwan Taylor, and 3 is James Robinson.
Correct. You got it right. You may now go scout some more players for me.
I love it. And by the way, they gave Allen the 5th-year option. So,
yeah, but he's still a priority.
Right. But they have a little more time.
They do have time.
Really need it.
Yeah, they don't have to sign him next year.
Right.
They have to make a decision on Juwan and James, though. And if you're just looking at those two, then I go Juwan and then James.
Next
question.
question.
Running backs on the open market don't get big contracts anyways.
Yeah. At Jacob Reinhardt, 2, is Doug Peterson the biggest hire in franchise history?
No.
He was the best move of the offseason, and that's including any player or anything else they signed.
Tom Coughlin's the biggest hire in franchise history.
I mean, let's not get it. We're 2-1. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Tom Coughlin started the franchise, took it to 2 AFC titles, had the most success in the history of this, consistent success in the history of this franchise. Tom Coughlin is the greatest hire to date of this franchise.
And there's no doubt about that, but I'm going to say a couple things here. Ready? I mean, the guy did have salary cap where he could do whatever the hell he wanted to for a while. He also had 2 draft picks in every round the first year.
Oh yeah, but Pete,
and he had the free expansion draft.
I get that, but he's still the best hire to date.
I agree.
And by the way,
but you gotta get a couple jabs in at Tom every once in a while.
That's fine. He's also the greatest coach. I mean, and he proved it when he went to New York and won.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
And I hope in a couple of years we're saying Doug's the greatest hire ever in this franchise, because that means we're winning, going to AFC Championship games, playing the Super Bowls, and hopefully winning a title. I would be happy to make Doug Peterson the greatest hire ever, but we've played 3 games. Tap the brakes.
This is not a day for brake tapping
Tap
in
the
this
brakes.
town. Come on.
You're a ticket for speeding there.
I mean, this is funny coming from him. He's got him in the playoffs basically now, and he's telling everybody to tap the brakes.
Right, exactly. We can't have it both ways.
Listen, I can have it both ways. I can.
Next question. We got time for a couple more on the Fanatics Fan Questions at Be Rich the Butcher is what that is. Get the feeling Peterson Lawrence are starting a Peyton Breeze type run here in Jacks with their communication adjustments.
Slow down.
What do you think?
Whoa, speeding. Speeding. 3 games.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
These people are worse than you.
I mean, Drew Brees? Guy's in the Hall of Fame.
And Sean Payton's one of the best offensive coaches this league has seen. Come on, let's slow the roll a little bit.
I'll say this about Peterson, though. What he did in Philly in early returns here, Pete, you could argue his offensive mind's right there with Sean Payton.
Let's let it play out a little bit. It could be, but let's let it play out.
Okay, how many Super Bowl championships does Sean Payton have?
1.
How many does Doug Peterson have?
1.
Okay.
But I mean, he did it for a lot longer time. Let me ask
you another question. Has Doug Peterson ever had a quarterback of the caliber of Drew Brees on his team?
He had Nick Foles. What are you talking about?
That's my point. So what's harder to coach, a Drew Brees-led offense or a Nick Foles-led offense?
Nick Foles offense. Okay. I would agree with you. Doug's done great work. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from him, but let's let him do it for a little while longer.
Oh, the Trevor comparing Doug and Trevor combination to Sean and Drew Brees combination is ludicrous at this point. Again, I hope it happens, but tap the brakes, people. I mean, you know what? Actually, you know what? Don't tap the brakes. Put the pedal to the metal. Enjoy this, Jaguar fans. We've been through hell the last 2 years. Enjoy it. Speed away. You know what? Get on the Autobahn. Go buy yourself a sports car and see how fast this baby will, go. You deserve it. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Do not tap the brakes. Speed away.
How many wins this year for the team? You were on a roll there.
16-1.
If only they hadn't lost the opener.
Yeah, we'd be threatening the Dolphins, 72 Dolphins.
That's it for our Fanatics Fan Questions. We'll come back in a moment and go around the NFL. Here's some calls on radio and wrap it up. What a show it's been. Jaguars win in Week 3. They're 2-1, and this is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I.
This week at Publix, save $10 instantly when you spend $40 on the P&G products that help you tackle everything from pregame prep to postgame cleanup, including Crest, Old Spice, Bounty, and Tide. Clip your digital coupon now at Publix.com.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Hey, listen, because, hey, as you guys know, that's a good football team. They're a really good football team, okay? But listen, we're a good football team, too. We're a good football team, too. You know what I mean? We're a good football team. I just can't say enough, okay? Can't really not say enough. Be complimentary about that football team, but understand what we're capable of doing, okay? Understand what you're capable of doing. Stay tight, stay close. Great things are going to continue to happen for the football team. Proud of you guys. Okay, proud of you guys. Take it easy.
That is Doug Peterson in the locker room after the win in Los Angeles yesterday. And welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Tony Boselli. Good stuff there for the Jags' first-place team in the AFC South. A second on Tony's AFC Power Rankings.
I didn't say second.
What'd you say?
I said they're top 5.
Okay, top 5. Either way, that's pretty good. And on to Philly next week. So let's go around the National Football League. Some games, of course, a busy day. Yesterday, Thursday, the Browns over the Steelers, 29-17. Panthers beat the Saints yesterday, 22-14. The Dolphins over the Bills, 21-19. There was a butt punt by the Dolphins. John Murphy on WGR Sports Radio 550 in Buffalo.
This kick is partially blocked high into the air. The Bills, it'll sail out the back of the end zone. It's a safety. It's a safety. And the Bills had 2 on the board.
He kicked it right off of the butt of his
Sherfield.
personal protector, Sherfield, the guy standing right in front of him.
I haven't seen that too often, Pete, but the Dolphins win it.
Well, I mean, Sherfield backed up. He took 2 steps back. Of course he's going to kick it into his butt. It was terrible. They're lucky. Could you imagine if they lost the game, that ball popped into the air, and somebody recovered it without it going into the back of the end zone?
Right.
And Buffalo botched the end of the game and the end of the half. Otherwise, they would have won the game.
They were on the field forever.
I think it was like, 50 minutes they were on the field. It was terrible.
Crazy. Vikings over the Lions, 28-24. Ravens beat the Patriots. Big day for Lamar Jackson. Bengals over the Jets. The Eagles, that's the next opponent for the Jaguars. Jalen Hurts is rolling. 3 touchdown passes, including this one to Devontae Smith on the last play of the first half. And Merrill Reese had the call on Sports Radio 94 WIP in Philly.
They've got a lineup. They're going to go for it. No field goal unit on. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Hurts back. Hurts looking. Hurts firing. Devontae Smith touchdown. He caught it in the corner of the end zone. Again, he went skyward. The Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper. What a nickname for Devontae Smith and the Eagles win, Pete.
He is slight, skinny.
Well, he said when we talked to him in the summer, he said he gained weight from eating at Wawa, but he didn't look like it.
At Wawa?
Yeah. He goes to Wawa and gets their sandwiches.
Yeah, those hoagies are good. Come on.
Really? I've never had one.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I'm not. Are they a sponsor?
No.
Then let's not talk about it.
Yeah, let's move on.
I mean, come on, Pete.
The Rams over the
rules.
Cardinals.
I'm just telling you what he said. I'm not saying anything like that.
A.J. Brown.
By the way, what did you think about them going for it on the last play of the half? Why? That was crazy. They should, but they just realized that realized that Washington wasn't scoring.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it, so I don't even know the situation. But yes, I think they felt like they could do it whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want.
Rams over the Cardinals, 20-12. The Falcons beat the Seahawks, 27-23. And the Packers and the Buccaneers. Aaron Rodgers with a couple first-half touchdowns, including this one to Alan Lazard in the second. Wayne Larrivee on the Packers radio network.
First and goal at the Tampa 6, leading 7-3 second quarter. Slot to the right side, Rodgers in a gun. With a setback to his left, he sets, he fires on the slab, Lazard, touchdown! They beat Jamel Dean, 6-yard touchdown, and the Packers lead 13-3. Oh, what mastery on these first offensive possessions for Green Bay.
Well, they didn't do much after that, though. They ended up winning the game, Brady versus Rodgers.
Not much offense, and boy, Brady wasn't very good. A lot of broken tablets. You look at the receiving core they were rolling out there, Pete, for Tampa.
Well, both of them.
Yeah, I mean,
they were down a bunch too. They were down Watson. They were down. Who was the other one? They were down one other guy. But here's the thing.
I don't think. Let me say this before you get into it, Pete. I don't think either Green Bay or Tampa want anything to do with the Jaguars. Let me tell you that right now.
Oh my gosh! By the way, how bad is it that it's terrible. We have might be the last regular season game between Brady and Rodgers, and neither one of them had any weapons to throw to. It's crazy. Terrible. It was all defense. It was boring.
And then the Broncos and the Niners. Broncos 11-10 winners. Only the second time in league history there's been a final score 11-10. The 49ers' final possession. Broncos defense gets a game-sealing takeaway. Ryan Radke on Westwood 1.
Garoppolo wants the shotgun snap. They'll send it back to him. Garoppolo back to pass in the end zone. Steps up in the pocket. Looking, dumps it short over the middle. That's caught. Wilson across the 15 out to the 20. Hit from behind. He fumbled. And the Broncos recover. Denver is going to win. Denver is going to win the game. The ball got punched out of the hands of Wilson. P.J. Locke knocked it out. Kareem Jackson recovered, and the Denver Broncos are on their way to 2-1.
2-1, Nate Hackett, and the Broncos somehow get a win.
I didn't see any of that game, but reading about it and looking at the score, that looks like one of the worst Sunday night games in the history of the world.
It was bad. It was bad. Both offenses stunk, and Russell Wilson's not, Jimmy Garoppolo made a bad throw and didn't play that great either, but and he stepped out of the back of the end zone, but my gosh, Russell Wilson needs to pick up his play a little bit too.
Well, what was the yelling between him and Hackett, or about call playing, run, pass, some play calling stuff?
No, you're talking about last week when he was screaming
was that last
run.
week?
Yeah, Wilson was screaming at you'll love this because it's vintage Russell Wilson. He was screaming at his defensive players to yell run and pass when the other team was, or his offensive players to yell run or pass when the other team was on the field. So his defenders could hear him. You know what I'm talking about? Pass, pass. You know how people scream pass, run.
Are you kidding me?
That's what it was.
You're making that up.
That's true.
If I was on the sidelines and Russell Wilson told me in the middle of the game to yell run or pass from the bench, I'd say, you can take that and stick it where the sun don't shine.
But what would make a guy even think about that?
I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, that's like high school stuff.
Right.
Maybe Urban Meyer told him to do it.
Well, it sounds like it.
Monday Night Football. It's a battle of rivals in the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys at 1-1 and the New York Football Giants at 2-0. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott off to the side recovering from a thumb injury. Cooper Rush gets his second straight start. Linebacker Micah Parsons sick all week and questionable, but he could give it a go for the Giants. They've got early wins over the Titans and Panthers, and a win would keep them in a first-place tie with the Eagles. Who you got tonight in the Meadowlands?
Giants who?
Thanks for
Cowboys.
listening. Unbelievable.
I'm going Giants. I don't think the Cowboys can go back-to-back with Cooper Rush at quarterback. And I think Saquon gets it going a little bit tonight. I like the Giants.
I like the Cowboys. I think the Giants have all kinds of issues, and Leonard Williams isn't playing on that defensive line. That's a problem for them. So I'll take the Cowboys to win the game with Cooper Rush.
And you didn't listen to my intro, Tony. That's unbelievable.
I didn't at all. Not 1 second.
Really unbelievable.
I heard the music.
It was a longer one
and
than
you
normal.
were really into that one, JP, and Tony paid no attention because he was looking at his phone.
Because he was so poor last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
He did two last week, though, remember?
There were two
He
for
did
the
two. He
price
did
of
one in the
one.
first hour and one in the
That's my
second
point.
hour.
And I thought both stunk, frankly. Wow. And I thought the games weren't very good last week either. And so I checked out.
That's fair.
They weren't very good last week, were they?
How about this, Pete? The last 4 national night games have all been stinkers.
Yeah. Last night's
Tennessee.
game was close. It just was poorly played.
No, it was poorly played. The Thursday night game was poorly played. It'd be
Terrible.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Just wait until the Jaguars get flexed into primetime. That'll all change.
Tony hasn't gone there yet. He hasn't gone there yet.
That. When's the flex start? When
It's
do
a
they
little
start
later,
flexing?
I think it's like week
Yeah.
5, maybe. It's early.
Yeah. Tony, you're out of your mind.
Don't be surprised if the Chiefs Jaguars flex to NBC Sunday night football.
You know, we're like making jokes about it. If that happens, I'm telling you, you're going to be amazing. You'll be going nuts.
It begins week 5.
Okay, give me week. Who's week? What? Give me week 5, 6, and 7 games.
Okay, week 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars have the Houston Texans.
No, well, it's the ring game. They might just for the ring game. No,
yeah, just when everybody wants to see you get a ring.
Right. That'll bring in the viewers.
I don't think so.
On television.
Keep going.
Then at the Colts, and then home against the Giants.
How about next?
London.
No.
And then
if the Giants
Raiders.
can win out until that game,
Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
I think
might
Kansas
be.
City's getting flexed.
Sunday night. Tarico and Collinsworth.
Just what the network wants, 2 small market teams.
Maybe New York, Jacksonville flexed. Both teams win out until that game. That'd be a big one.
Pete, have a great week.
They don't want Jacksonville on Sunday night.
Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. I'm J.P. Shadrick. Thanks to our entire crew, and thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. It's Jaguars Happy Hour.